Hello, and welcome to the 9th episode of the Lead Exchange, a podcast to answer your questions about FRC robotics and everyday life. My name's Anushka.
And my name is Aryan, and we're the co-hosts for the show. Today we've got our first international episode as we are interviewing Team FMWills from Turkey.
So now that our guests are here, why don't you all go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with your name, your age, and your role on the team.
Zeynep, would you like to go first?
Okay. Hi, I'm Zeynep. It is my, second, 2.5 year on the team. I'm in PR, personal relations. I am 15 years old, soon to be 16. I love everything about my team, and I'm really glad I joined. That's all about it.
Same with Zeynep, we kind of started around the same time. It's my second year too. I'm 16, and I work in PR, but I mostly work with foreign teams and stuff like that.
My name is Arda. It's my first year in the team. I'm looking the sponsorship part in our team, and I'm 15.
So where exactly is your team from?
We're from Turkey.
And are you guys a school team or one that you formed on the side?
Yeah, we're a school team.
Nice. And are you guys an FTC team or an FRC?
We're an FRC team. Yeah.
So are you guys all the same age, or is this one with different age groups?
We're all around the same age group, but there are some members that are obviously 11th and 12th graders, and there are some members that are prep years students and 9th grade students. So you have a wide catalog of ages.
So, how long has FMWills been a team? Like what are the origins of your team? How long has your team been around?
I think since 2018.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
In 2018, with that season, it started, and it has come along till this day.
All right, so how well did your team do this season?
I think we've made quite a progress, right, Zeynep?
I think it was actually a pretty good season. The fact that it was online kind of made everything really different, and
Yeah.
I would rather say challenging, because it's different, everything is different, connections are different, you have to do everything online, and there's not the actual robot, so the spirits is different. But it was still overall really good, because I think we accomplished a lot. For PR, we did a whole bunch of things, whole bunch of new projects. Since it was online, we had more time and more budget, because there was no actual robot, so we had the budget of that to us. I think it was a good season for us.
Especially, we can compare it a bit better, because me and Zeynep, were able to participate on the regionals in person. But sadly, some of the newcomers weren't able to experience, going into that arena and watching robots do it out. So yeah.
Alright. Kind of following up, how did your team overcome some of the challenges of COVID-19? Like everything being digital and online. How did you guys overcome that?
We were kind of used some of the applications that we used during COVID before COVID started. Because we've heard that cases were happening outside the world, and we just wanted to, just in case something would happen like this, we just like to get prepared beforehand. It definitely came in handy, but it was rough, because, FRC and FTC are both, very spirit-driven communities. So when you're in a distance, that kind of feels off. So it's still like any other group. We had to spend a bit of time to really find our footing. But after that, we just pushed through, because everyone in the team wanted to, make a good product, make a good, to do our best to stand out in our community, and I think we achieved that to a degree.
Great. So What is FRC like in Turkey or just around your area?
I mean, particularly we're in Bahçeşehir, and there's not a lot of FRC teams there, but in Istanbul and Turkey in general, FRC is quite big. It's a big developing community that's constantly growing every year with new rookie teams. And the thing that's amazing about FRC is, if you don't know FRC, it's pretty small, but once you know hear about it, you realize how big of a community the Turkish FRC is. You suddenly meet all these people that you never even knew existed, and that's the eye-opening experience of FRC in Turkey.
So how exactly are your competitions run?
Like
Yeah, we first have the what was the night called? The game is announced. I forgot the name of it.
kickoff.
Oh, yeah, kickoff.
Yeah, the kickoff. Yeah. I forgot it. So we had the kickoff. We actually had a chance to prepare a kickoff event in our school, which was really interesting. We had all these workshops and stuff. It starts with kickoff. Everything starts with kickoff. After that, PR and mechanics and the other teams, we just get divided. Everyone gets their part, and we start working on the robot as well as the other projects. And then we just go farther ahead, and then I think closer to the competition, like to that 3 to 4 days, the 2 weeks the 2 weeks before is just very exciting, and I think we stay at school up until like 11 p.m. 12 p.m. doing our thing, but it's very exciting, and it's a normal process. I think with every team gets kind of busier around the competition days.
Yeah, definitely feel you there.
Yeah. Have any of your members of the team ever participated in FTC?
Some members did, but not a lot, I think. Yeah, right?
Only one or two, I think.
Yeah,
Is FTC as popular there as FRC, or is FRC like more popular?
I think FRC is definitely more popular.
I would agree.
Okay.
So what was building like this season?
I mean, it all came down to where we wanted to go, because obviously work distribution is one of the key components of FRC. You want to distribute the right test to the right people, so you get the best product in the shortest amount of time. So we were a bit new to this. I mean, none of the teams ever experienced an online FRC before, so like other people, we kind of try to wrap our heads around the concepts of the online FRC, and after that it was a bit challenging, because obviously game design was one component, but we kind of had to scratch our heads a bit to come up with something good for every team, or every component. But after that, it went pretty well.
Were you guys allowed to work together? Because here in New York, where we are from, we weren't like allowed to build together. It was only one person could build at a time. Was it the same there, or were you guys able to work together?
I don't think we didn't even come together for like a whole year, because the schools did not open, and since we are a school-based team, like no one is actually allowed in the school, and so FRC can't exactly work since the team room is in the school and it's connected with the school. It was not even open. It's just everything was online. That's the thing that made it like really, really challenging for us, I think.
Okay. And so we did do a little bit of background research before, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your team also has a podcast, right?
Yeah.
What is your podcast about?
We actually have two types of podcasts. We have one podcast that is about our team members talking about current events, and we have another podcast where we interview foreign teams. It's quite fun, actually. It's been an amazing experience learning how other teams from completely different parts of the world, feel about FRC and how FRC brings their communities together. It's quite amazing, actually.
Alright, and your podcast name is FAW, right? FAW?
Yes.
What does that stand for?
FMWills around the world.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Going back a little bit to the more hands-on aspect.
What is your team's coach like?
How can I start? I mean, we have, in my has 2 coaches, and both of them are extremely sporting. I mean, it came to a point where we would see them more than our parents because of how much we were staying late. And, they're amazing. They teach us everything basically, not specifically about FRC, sometimes about, classes, life, and they're also extremely fun people to hang around with. And, they've had implemented a lot of things in me, and, and made me look at FRC and life in a different way, and I'm forever grateful to them. And I think pretty much everyone else in the team can say that.
All right. So, what are some of the outreaches that your team was able to do this season?
Zainab, I think you are.
I think we can talk about the outreaches. So this season, we actually started something called the STEM Without Borders. And in this STEM Without Borders, it's like a general name for all the projects that we do under it. So the STEM Without Borders, we created like an Instagram account. We post about different illnesses to give awareness. We just started doing that, so if anyone wants to check out, let me quickly promote that. And then we also did, back in Disabled People Week, we did a thing for that. And about the other outreaches we did, we had this thing like the FMWills box. We created it from scratch, actually. Our members wrote a book, a little children's book about science and space and FRC all together. We also had game cards which we designed from scratch, our team members did, and then we made them come into life, kind of. We printed them out, and then we just made a little box, and we reached out to some charities and like places and said, we want to do this, we want to give this box to the children. And we also, some of our members actually learned sign language with like a certificate and everything. We wanted to give sign language courses, but we couldn't actually complete some of them. Like, some of them are still in the progress, so I'm not saying we did them, but we are still doing them. And I think that's a thing to be proud of as well, because we started and we're still going on with it. I think that's the biggest outreach we made, right? The STEM Without Borders, because it actually had everything in it. And then there was also Nations Without Borders, which we tried to connect with people from abroad, and which we gave the message that there is nothing like race or language that has the border for us in FRC, and we tried to give that message. I think those are some of the things that we did, like the biggest ones I could talk about.
That sounds great. One of the best things, in my opinion, about FIRST is how it's like a platform where you can connect with anyone from around the world, not depending on like where they're from or what they do for a living. You can just connect with them, and you can just have a decent conversation with anybody. But moving on to the next question, where does the name FMWills come from? Your team name?
So it's actually given by our founders, which stands for First Method of Wisdom by Ionizing the Land. And yeah, that's where it comes from.
Right.
So, how did you guys fund your team this season?
I think during the start of it, like the start of the new year, we kind of stumbled, because even though we were kind of prepared for, doing FRC virtually, we still didn't expect to be crushed by, virtual barrier this hard. But with time, we kind of got used to it. Still to this day, we kind of feel a bit off, because, FRC teams are really close-knitted with its members, kind of like a small family. And when it comes to a long distance, it basically ended up being a long distance relationship, which really made it hard to progress. But we're hopefully, hoping to meet each other soon because of COVID. Although it's still a threat, it's a bit less here now, so we have somewhat of a possibility to meet. But besides that, yeah, that was our biggest problem.
What is your favorite place to go in Turkey?
I mean, I was planning on traveling a bit, but because of COVID, I couldn't really leave anywhere. So I'm mostly in my small little area in Istanbul. I just mostly stay at home, but if I have to go somewhere, there's like a place which is very popular and has a lot of shops around it called Nişantaşı. You can pretty much find anything, anyone, basically, by walking there. Different kind of foods, different kind of people, wearing stuff that you've never seen before on the streets. So, that place constantly has a life on its own. It's pretty fun to, see what's happening.
Yeah, that could actually differ from person to person. I personally like to, what I would call my favorite place would be some place that sees the sea directly and has a good view of it, because even though I live in Istanbul, I mean, I don't live somewhere exactly near to the sea, so going somewhere like that, I think that would be my favorite. And I don't know, but what's your favorite place to go?
I'm not so much allowed to travel, but in this summer I'm go to Bozcaada in Çanakkale, in Balıkesir, sorry, and it's it's a really good place to see.
All right. And a follow-up to that, have any of you guys ever came to America?
No, personally. Yeah.
Would you guys like to?
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah. Why not?
I personally love to travel. I would love to go to anywhere possible,
Yeah, same here.
Even though it's bad, I would just want to go and see, and oh, it's bad. Okay, let's just go back. I would love to see. Yeah.
No, I love to travel too. I personally have only been to 2 countries. That is Canada and then India. They're the only 2 places.
Well, we hope you come to Turkey someday as well. We would love to give you a tour.
Yeah, I would love to. If you ever come to New York, we're always willing to meet up.
Yeah, of course.
Sure, we'll keep that in mind.
What is one thing that you guys are all looking forward to in the next season?
We'll see each other in real life, I would
definitely.
say.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, the vaccinations are going on still, but I don't know if it's still official that we go back or not.
I mean, probably it's gonna be you're gonna half bake it, so we're gonna start going, but then we're gonna the cases are going to rise, so they're gonna cancel it, so we're gonna go back to our houses.
I mean, the main thing that we hope for is that the season is in real life, of course, and then we can see each other in school and have that old spirit we had, not last, but the season before that we had,
So I think this is one of probably our most important question. It's our make or break, So what is your favorite video game?
Okay, let's go down the line.
It was too much. I can't choose.
All right, what's your top 3? Top 3.
If you can't choose one.
If it was gonna be an online game, I can choose the Valorant, CS:GO. Or maybe sometimes I love to play Minecraft with my friends.
So personally, if I had to pick something more linear, I'd probably go with Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I'm a sucker for old arcade games, so I'd probably go with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and all the classic fighting games like Virtua Fighter and stuff. So yeah, if I had to pick 2 though, I'd go with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Well, me knowing nothing about games, let me reply to this question real quick. Probably Minecraft because I used to play it, but Nothing else other than that. Like no specific other games, you know. Sorry
Wow.
for this lame answer, but like
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
it's fine.
too bad.
I'm a big Minecraft fan too. It's probably
Yeah,
my
me
favorite
too.
video game too. Alright. This is a question maybe for any of you guys that were here last season. What was your favorite moment from the past few seasons? If you had to like pick one singular moment that was like the moment that gave you the most happiness and the most joy.
I think I can personally speak for myself and Zeynep. Personally, for our team, it was when both of our alliance members, our robot and our alliance members robot, climbed at the same time fully, and we were just full on crowd cheering on. We like lost our voices in the first 10 seconds, but we still kept yelling. So yeah, I think that was like, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I think
my
mine is actually that
top
for
moment.
the 2020 season, but then this virtual season, I think it was for me like we had to do this online meeting. Like the competition was online, you know, so you had to get into the meeting kind of. So we were gonna get in, and then the night before that, with our mentors and the people who were gonna do the interview, we were all in the same like Zoom, and then it was like we finished everything. We finished the presentation. Everything is ready, and everyone's like really hopeful, saying, "Oh, I hope it goes good and everything." But I think it was just I don't know, it was just the moment, you know. Everything was done, and then we were gonna get into the interview, and it was just that specific moment that gave me joy for some reason. And Arda,
I think mine was my first presentation to a company for sponsorship. It was I can't really say good or another thing. It was just good for me.
Alright.
So before we end, are there any final pieces of advice or words of wisdom that you would like to share? And it doesn't really have to be robotics related. This can be about anything general.
I'd say keep your chin up in life, you know, because obviously, although maybe you didn't feel as much, you know, we were all stuck in our houses for a long time, so you might feel a bit bad about yourself. You might feel a bit down that you aren't really connected to outside anymore. But, you know, better days will come. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but the day after. So keep your chin up and, you know, just enjoy the moment you're living in. And when it comes to robotics, I'd say, again, enjoy your team. You won't be, sadly, always be a part of an FRC or an FTC team. At one point, you have to pass on. Maybe it's family reasons, maybe you have to go to university and you have to kind of leave that lifestyle behind. So enjoy your moments, have fun, yell a lot, sing a lot, you know, dance a lot on stages, do stupid stuff and have fun. That's all I'll say.
Alright.
I think I would say something FRC related as the last thing. If you are a person that's like debating on, oh, should I like get into a team, or like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Well, you definitely should. First of all, you definitely should. This is like an opportunity that, well, if you have it, you have to take it now, because it's something amazing. It just gives you a lot, not in like a life advice type of way, but also it gives you, like, I've had so many friendships that are just because of FRC that I've had, and I'm really like grateful and glad for that. And I think if you have a chance of being in an FRC team, you should really take it and like not even think a second, but then take the opportunity, and I'm sure you'll like come up with something great with your team and do something amazing. So that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that completely, because I feel like FRC, any of the first things, what they do give you is they kind of give you like a second family. So like sometimes, sure, you might like argue with them, you might fight a little, but in the end, you guys know that everyone there will be there for you in the end. So that's just one thing that I really like about First. It's probably one of the most important things. But that was it. I just want to say thank you again to FMWills for coming on the show, and we hope that all the viewers at home enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.